Welcome back. You are watching part two of a 10-part series in how to avoid fatal errors in qualifying that kill follow up dead in its tracks. Uh, Now, in any of these elements, you may not find value in all 10, but there may be one or two in these that you may find useful and valuable. Reach out to me if you feel like the need to dive deeper into these subjects because I'm just presenting the surface elements so that you at least are aware of what kind of mistakes to avoid. So, error number one was thinking that qualifying the prospect is a one-way street. Today, I will be addressing the error number two, which is about thinking qualifying a prospect is a segment in the buyer's journey, in the call. If you do it face to face, in the interactions. If you do it online, on Zoom, or on the phone while you're on the call. So, the mistake that most sales professionals do is they qualify based on the criteria to meet the requirements of the program or product that they're selling. That ties into mistake number one. But if you think that it's a two-way street, then you're more likely to qualify the prospect throughout the call, set it up so that you can continue qualifying after the call, after the sale is done, and as they're evolving so that you can create ascensions. You can create a relationship instead of making it a transactional sale. I'll give you an example. I have a prospect that was gung-ho at the beginning and was driven to move forward as quickly and aggressively as possible. So we had decided on one approach. While she was waiting for our follow-up call because she needed to get finances and certain things in order, her lower self, limiting beliefs, real life, family obligations all came into play, and now she didn't back out because she knows that she needs to get this done, but she preferred going in a more conservative approach. So we planned on a gradual evolution and how her project can move forward. Now, this doesn't mean that by the time she's ready to get started, she won't go for the final one. But just the fact that I was qualifying her and not taking for granted that the qualification is a snapshot in her situation, I was open to her feedback, her body language, the conversation, and I was detached from my definition of what was needed for her. So we adapted. She stayed engaged, and she even mentioned that she was approached by another closer that was more aggressive, wanted to her, because that's what she needs eventually, the higher end program. She felt more comfortable, understood, and wanted to absolutely continue working with me on getting guided through the process of evolution. So that's what happens when you stay tuned and qualify the prospect throughout the buying cycle, and after the purchase is done, after the close is made, and throughout the journey. So that's error number two. Fatal error number two is to think that the qualification is a segment in the closing call. And once that's done, qualification is finished. If you do that, if you operate on that basis, you will not pick up on the slight changes in signals, in lower self, in considerations, elements that they weren't comfortable in bringing up to you in the first call because they weren't at ease. You didn't have the confidence, the full confidence from the prospect. which they may bring up later on. So that is error number 2. Again, if you feel that you need more distinctions and you want a deeper dive into this particular topic, send me a message, comment below, and I'll be more than happy to reach out to you and see how I can help you with that. Stay tuned for fatal error number 3 coming up shortly.